Hey, Tom here, Flip Anything. So, I've actually made multiple videos in the last day or two, but I have to go live to get anything done right now or get anything out to y'all. So, uh, I've kind of going through a lot of the downsides of real estate here just recently, and not terribly, but I'm actually pulling up to the food park right now. That See that? That's a trailer going in. That blue one. We're gonna have pizza guy coming in soon, and that's a Mediterranean food place just going in right now, getting their stickers up. Told them to get a big picture of a euro. Uh, I just left. I had a major backup, plumbing backup, over on one of my bigger strip centers, and as a result, uh, there's effluent blowing out into the alley, and I got to have that all cleaned up. And but it took 24 hours for me to get a hydrojet. Uh, see, man, I can't hardly read that. Yeah, the food court is looking really good, really, really good. Um, and we'll just take a ride because I'll tell you what's going on. I bought two lots, a boat dock, another house, 2,000 square foot house. Got a really good deal on that. Boat dock, I'm most excited for myself because that's going to be a fun toy for me and something I can pass to the family forever. Enjoy going out there, and I'm kind of getting older now where I might start appreciating fishing more. But back to the last 24 hours, we've had a lot of rain here, and anyways, that's not probably the problem with this problem, but I've got roof leaks where I've never had them before in various buildings, and I even got my electrician patching real estate right now because he's a little bit slow on work, and I'm low on patch and repair help right now. But that's how it is. And so, but you know what? So I was talking about. I got a thing on 1031s. I think that was the video I did before this. You should listen to that. It's a good problem to have. We all bitch about investors. Yeah, I'm going to put my money into something else, and you got this. You got to designate three properties, and then after you sell the one property, and then you're frantically trying to find something to buy, and then you put down your top three choices of what you're trying to make a deal on. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Things start falling out. I had one. I was looking at I don't even know if I made the video on it yet, but I had a storage place, and I decided it just wasn't as good a deal as I wanted. But to be honest, I kind of wish I'd have bought it now. But there's a reason for everything, and I was just bird dogging. I thought I left my laptop out at the lake, so I went out to the lake. Turned out I had it in the back of my car all the time, but found another property, and so I'm working on that now. You just never know when you're going to find something, and it's funny because we've had a water problem here. You couldn't even drink the water for a little bit. There's some sort of contamination, and it was really, really hell. I mean, Starbucks hadn't had water for 5 days. I'm in a big city, and it just interesting the problems that causes. They got to bring in ice everywhere because they can't serve drinks without ice, and they can't use the ice that they produce because it's contaminated. So and for Starbucks too, they can even serve coffee. uh, okay, we're back. Sorry, got a phone call, had to take it. uh, anyways, uh, so where was I? Somebody, if anybody's listening, I gotta cut the bird, turn it down. One nice thing is the bar that I went to. He's a great tenant, but he introduced me to the bartender, and whenever I come in to fix me up with a free drink, so I'll take it tonight. I need one, so I'm ready to go get an old fashioned now. Uh, and let me see if I can see that. All right, golly, man, the writing's smaller on my phone for some reason. I can barely read this, so hang with me a minute, and I'm gonna read these, and I'll get back with you on these questions that I see or comments. Uh, but the pros and cons, pros and cons. So like right now, it's like this guy, he's going to bring ice to the 3 bars that he has. I'm one of his 3 bars. I mean, I'm the landlord of one of his 3 bars. And so, hauling ice, I mean, that you go through a lot of ice in a restaurant. I've owned a restaurant and bar, and it's a tough business. It's not one that I was ever good at either. I was glad when I sold it. I made money on it, but boy, I should have just closed the day I opened, and I'd have saved a lot of money. Anyways, so the pros and cons. Pros are when you're fully rented and everything else, you got more money coming in than you know what to do with. And I was thinking about that today. I'm building apps, and I've got things that cost a lot of money to produce. Not an easy hobby to play with, but when you've got a lot of rental income coming in, you have options to do these other electives. Now, downside is when things start going wrong, it happens in droves, and you got customers you got to take care of. You got to I was getting ready to go to a comedy club last night. All of a sudden, got got the sewage backed up. I got to go. I got to go. I got to be there. I got to let everybody know I'm trying to do everything I can to make it fix, even though I couldn't really do a damn thing without a hydrojet. And now here I am, almost 24 hours later, and I got them there working. But I've been on the phone constantly with the plumbing outfit, but they've been very, very busy. It's a very big specialized machine. There's not a lot of them in this city, and so what happens is they're busy running around. And so, all right, let me get back to. Sorry, I'm not even sure where my glasses are, guys. Which I need them to read this print. It's so small. Let me see what I got here. You stumble upon a few deals in online auctions. Yeah, online means everybody in the world can see it. I didn't get to see your whole comment, but I used to get online when almost nobody was back in 1995. I made some deals. I bought a fire truck, a $500,000 fire truck new. I bought it used, and I bought it for $11,000, and I flipped it, and I made $20,000. Uh, so, but online now means everybody sees it, and I actually still buy some stuff online, not real estate, but I buy equipment like high dollar machines, machine shop machines. Uh, I mean, I use them. I own a company that we use those kinds of machines, and so I don't mind those kind of auctions because they're kind of specialized. Not everybody needs one. Not everybody has the cash. A lot of people need a bank to go finance it. Sometimes I do too, but usually when I go to buy a piece of machine, I try to pay cash for it or finance it myself or loan the money for myself to my company or whatever. But anyhow, I'm kind of running around here, and I'm sorry that I thought I had a pair of. God, do I have my shades? I think I lost them. Anyways, uh, but 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 there's no life like real estate investing. I'm just telling you, there's not a better way to make a living. At least I don't know of a better place, a better way. And I know a lot of people that have made money a lot of different ways, and uh, unless uh, unless you just have a really specialized skill, or you get in with the beginning of a good company that's growing, based on the technology and things changing. One thing's for sure, real estate is available to everybody, and it doesn't matter if you're educated or not, because you just need to be educated in the ways that you just really just need to understand math, basic math, addition and subtraction. You can figure out if it's worth what it's worth, and then figure out what you need to buy it for, which is substantially less than it's worth, and that's your margin of profit, and that's your hedge. If things go down, you can bail out and still make a little money and get out. Um, and I'm gonna once again attempt to see if I have a pair of sunglasses in here. They're not sunglasses, but golly, reading glasses, and I don't appear to have them. Let me see here again. Oh, gosh, that's terrible. All right. All right. I can't read it. Sorry, guys. Anyways, but back to the investments here lately. Got a boat dock. Got a new to me. It's I call it the cockroach house. There's so many cockroaches in it when I bought it. Cockroaches and some. Oh yeah, fleas and cockroaches. Nice combination. Had to rip out the carpet. You'll see that. I might have showed some snippets of it. That one was a great deal. I paid about $200,000 for a 2,000 square foot house in an area that it's worth about $165 a foot. So that, that means there's basically room to make $65 a foot times 2,000. That's 130,000, but I'll probably put about 30,000 in it. So maybe I make anywhere between 80 and 100,000. Interest rates are starting to creep up, and they're probably going to go up a little bit more. So how that's going to affect me is it's going to mean less people can afford to buy my house at the higher price that I want it for, and it's going to get worse toward the end of the year. So I am moving fast to sell a couple of the homes that I have that are in that $500,000 price range, because at $500,000, bringing in $2,200 a month is a terrible return. That's a terrible. If I invest $500,000, I want to see, $50,000, $60,000 a year come in for that kind of investment. And these houses, when I bought them, they were great. I bought them for 130, 140, whatever. They brought in about $1,500 a month. Decent investment. Now they're bringing in, five, six, $700 more, but they've tripled in value. So no longer a very good return on the investment, because, like I always say, if you don't sell it, you're buying it. Just remember that. If you don't sell it, you're buying it. So a lot of people get attached to a product. Oh, I don't want to sell it. Well, if they start analyzing it logically by the money, they'll start, like I'm doing right now. I'm going, look, I do not want to make so little on my money. I'd much rather put that $500,000 down on a building that's worth $1.5 million and finance $1 million, and get 10% on my 50,000, get 50,000 on that, and I'll pay 5% on the other $1 million that I borrow, and so I'll pay 50,000 a year in interest, but I'll make 50,000 on that $1 million that I borrowed. So I make 50,000 on my 500,000. That's my money that I invested, and I'm going to make another 50,000 on the $1 million that I borrowed, which is ideal. So, anyways, with it's real simple. It's just math. People say a lot, and I say, it's just math. It's just math, and it really is just math. And I met a guy, I think his name's Chris, and I think I might have mentioned this earlier, but anyhow, I ran into him at Home Depot. Well, he recognized me from this channel, and it was funny. We got to talking. But that's the first time I've actually been recognized in public. So it was kind of neat. He was kind of glad to see me that I was in a Home Depot. He thought, oh, you really do all this stuff yourself, which I do. And when we get to talking, and I think he told me where. Yeah, he told me where he bought a house. I own 5 houses in his neighborhood. In fact, I own one just down the street from him. And anyways, all of them are like a rock's throw from him. So he'll probably be competing with me soon in my own neighborhood. So that was always my biggest fear when I started this blog, is having the people in my area start sniffing out my deals or working against me. So that's okay. I got enough. But anyways, that's about it. Just wanted to check in and share a little bit. I've actually made multiple videos that have not been produced. I had one of the some employment changes for some of the people that work for me, and the girl that did most of my videos is no longer working for me full time and can't mess with this stuff right now. So she's also worked on some of the app business stuff that I have as well, and she's a real talented girl, done a lot of different things, but I don't have her at my beck and call like I did before. So so I'll try to read this. Let's see. Tom, can I ask you something off topic? Yeah, you can, and maybe I can read it. Go ahead, Logan. What type of water do you drink? Oh, man, I am not that particular. I drink well water when I'm out at my lake house, and I drink tap water when I'm at home. And if I want it cold, I drink it out of the filter that comes through the refrigerator that I have. And if I'm at my office, I have bottled water there. Everybody's more particular than I am on their water at my where I have a big company, and I don't know what that is, sparklets or something. But that's about how picky I am with water. I pretty much drink anything, um, but unless I'm in Mexico or Brazil. But well, and anyways, so. Does anybody got anything else to share? Anybody got any questions? Any real estate stuff? I hope everybody's concentrating you know what, just, the number one thing is concentrate in the area that you're in the most, around your home, if you're at home a lot, or at your work, if you work a lot. Look around that neighborhood, around your office, look around that area around your, or your garage or wherever you work, it doesn't matter. Or look around the area where you live. Because those are the two areas most frequent, and then look everything in between. If you've watched me long enough, I talk about what I call a real estate barbell. Barbell, like got a, got a weight on each end and then a narrow rod between. Which is funny. I just interviewed a gym, one of my people that rents from me in a gym. But so I have like a real estate barbell, I call it. So I've got this cluster of properties that are around my business that I frequent a lot, big cluster. And then there's the what would be the I guess the dumbbell itself, the bar. That is, I buy stuff all along that corridor, and then you get to my home, and then I have a cluster of properties all around my home, and that kind of goes to what I've been telling you. And everywhere I've lived, it's funny because I look back at where I've lived in the past, and it's the same thing. I had a little real estate barbell everywhere I've ever lived for any amount of years, and that's why. And it really hasn't changed for me in you know 35 years of buying real estate. Uh, that's how I do it, and that's what it ends up being. And like I say, that kind of goes to people say, how do you find your deals? Well, I don't always sniff them out on the internet in different ways. It's a lot of it's just visual. I just see them, and you'll develop an eye for it. You'll see a distressed property. You'll see, lights off, or yards dead, or garage sale can sometimes mean somebody's folding up, moving away. So all those kinds of little indicators are little clues that you follow up on, and a lot of times they lead to nothing. But it's all numbers, right? It's just like a ring toss. Think about a ring toss. Those rings are just about the same size as the bottle that you're throwing them over. Very unlikely. You're throwing it, but once in a while, boom, it clears and it sets and it goes over. So it's all numbers. And if you're somebody that's calling, trying to find leads, and you have leads and you're calling, people don't want to be called after 5. They're sitting down having TV with their kids and that sort of thing. But guess what? That's when you have to call. You have to call then. So you got to be creative, and you got to be cool, and you got to be friendly when you call up somebody, so they don't feel offended when they pick up the phone. I'm a horrible person to call. In fact, if you knew my cell number, my cell says I don't answer this phone anymore because I have so many garbage calls. Text if you want to talk, and I'll call you back. That's my message on my phone. So, anyways, that's all. Just want to share that. I apologize I didn't come prepared. For some reason, the text is so small I can't read it on my phone now, and I got nothing to aid me in reading it. So, Flip Anything USA. Be sure to share and subscribe. I'll go ahead and do a poolside chat here pretty soon. Probably got a lot of things that we could cover. And if you think about something you want me to bring up in the next time I sit down and start talking to y'all, just write it down underneath here, and make the comments here, and we'll get into it. We'll get into it. I'm actually thinking about doing some mentoring too. Uh, I'm thinking about doing it. I figured that if I help enough people for free all the time, anyways. And to be honest, I do it even like all the tenants that I have a lot of tenants, and I'm really good at managing them. In other words, everybody has to just get to the point with me, because when I respond, I get to the point when I write back. I tell anybody, text me what's wrong with your property. And when I text back, I text them and my AC man, or I text them and my plumber, text them and a carpenter, text them and a drywall man. Whatever the trade is that I need to fix them up, I reply back to both of them, and I say, okay, schedule between yourselves and keep me in the loop, and then I know when things are done. So anyhow, that's it. But mentoring, I could do it the same way, I think, and but I'm not going to talk your ear off, and some people want you to hold their hand and like read the book with you, and that's not going to happen. I'm just going to tell you to believe in yourself, and don't think anybody has a handle on anything. I never had a real mentor ever. I had people I looked up to. I looked at people that were wealthy, and I thought I want to be like him, and that motivated me to just try and try and try. And I formulated in my mind that real estate is the basis of all wealth, and so I've always had that stuck in my head, and I pretty much still do, and so I like it. And I believe in it, and I know what's possible. And I think you guys should know what's possible just based on listening to me. And because I don't pretend to be particularly talented. Now, I am unafraid of a lot of things, and I am aggressive. I go to the door. I do knock on the door. I do ask. And if you're going to have to build yourself up to ask. And I'm not afraid to fail. I do fail, and I'm not afraid to fail. But these are all things that anybody can do. It's not something you're going to teach you in school. So, anyways, that's it. Flip Anything USA. Be sure to share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.